matchup, the number 10. I am sitting alongside the King. We are sitting in the Lansing Center, and we are in the middle of beautiful downtown Lansing.
We got Team Michigan going against Team Wisconsin.
All right, so we played a little bit of announcer rotation. Shiv is with me. And of course, we have the Team Michigan against Team Wisconsin.
All right, let's get into it. I'm just going to steal a picture of this real quick.
Does that work?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, do you have one?
All right, my name's Juicy.
Never mind, we have our own.
I'm the King, and I hope you guys are ready for a great game.
All right, so today we are at the 10th annual Mitt and Kitten matchup, and we are having a little Skate Wars, the prequel. Skate Wars is our tournament that is coming to Lansing at the Lansing Center next September 2024.
And this is going to be the first game that Team Michigan has played. Team Wisconsin with a nice win last night against Maryland.
All right, there's our first whistle coming up, jam number 1, as we try to figure out what jammers are.
We have Jawbreaker Jose jamming for Team Michigan and getting lead.
Tiantina for Wisconsin. Jawbreaker Jose is covered about half the track. Tiantina still struggling to get through the 3-wall at the back of the Michigan pit. Now she's got the helmet cover in hand and is looking to pass it off.
4 quick points being picked up for Team Michigan.
Jawbreaker Jose on a second scoring pass while Tiantina is still on her initial. Stuck between Dom Sawyer out there, and it's looking like Yarmageddon and Strega. Tiantina breaking through on her initial.
Yeah, Tiantina took the helmet cover off, was looking for somebody to pass it to, didn't have a pivot available, puts it back on. And Michigan is going to call a jam.
Jawbreaker Jose with a 12-point jam to open up this game.
16-point jam, 12-point jam, I can't count.
Yeah, a couple new names for Team Wisconsin tonight. That always makes it fun.
Sailor's going to head to the penalty box. That's going to put Wisconsin down 2 blockers, giving them a pack disadvantage. As they're working on their line changes.
Going into Jam 2, it looks like we have JG jamming for Team Michigan and 5388 Dark Horse jamming for Team Wisconsin.
Both of these very good jammers. JG had bounced off the pack. She's going to end up with a penalty. She's sitting down. Dark Horse is out there all by her lonesome. And she's going to try to fight through the inside of turn number 3. But right now, there's not much giving.
Dark Horse does have lead jammer status, so she can call it whenever she would like.
Yeah, very good defensive play by Michigan. I think everybody knew coming into this that was going to be a very difficult team to beat.
Absolutely. Some of these Team Michigan jammers coming in from 2 games back to back.
Yeah, Dark Horse going to get tangled, going to get the feet tangled up, going to end up hitting the ground. And the lead jam is right in front of her.
JG back on the track, looking to move that Wisconsin wall.
Yeah, that's nice defense up front by Team Wisconsin.
I'm loving that cow print helmet from
Madison, yeah, from the Dairyland Dolls.
847, hello Sailor.
With that, we've got a score of 14-5 as we are.
I saw we have our cheese heads in the audience for Wisconsin too.
Yeah, got to be a couple back there.
They got their cowbells and their cheese hats on.
14-6, it's a little dainty call off. Well, they listen to me. set the score. Oh, we're going to add points now. It's like when you call somebody's name, they get a penalty. Like, who's the ref? Stop listening to us. This jam is
And
on.
both jammers just stuck in a scrum right now.
Absolutely. Good offensive hit there from the pivot. 1-2-0, I believe. Battle Frog, a.k.a. Frog. I think that means we can just call him Frog from here on out. Herderino right there on Star Slammer 72.05 for Wisconsin's lead.
Star Slammer.
Herderino going to find some room on the inside and going to cruise through turns 3 and 4. Star Slammer waiting for a signal. And, of course, they're going to be willing to roll it out. Star Slammer with some space on the outside. Herderino going to get caught up on the inside of turn 4.
And with that,
A lot of heavy blocking. Frau Kapow right there hits Herderino, knocks her out of bounds. Frau Kapow from the Brew City Bruisers in Milwaukee.
The euthanizer headed to the box for a cut track there.
I love that name.
Good line coverage there from 22, Yarmageddon.
And the 3-wall of Wisconsin up front doing a terrific job at the moment. Herderino's really got nowhere to go.
Cutter's looking to play some offense for Herderino, but that wall was really locked down.
that was brutal.
Nice job by Frau Kapow. Nice job by Tenacious B.
Absolutely.
And that was a 13-7 run for Wisconsin. We have a 2-point differential. Michigan's got 21, Wisconsin 19. And looking forward to this. It could be very well be one of the best games
Picking up lead.
of the
Getting out
weekend.
of the pack, and that is Jawbreaker Jose. As you leave
And Jawbreaker she's going to avoid that 3-wall. She's going to try to cut around it, and
direction of play penalty, that will
she didn't get it originally, but now she's on the inside. Turn number 2.
Jawbreaker Jose skating with some beautiful control.
And obviously just one of those, the form where you don't even hear the skates touch the ground.
Absolutely. Jawbreaker Jose waiting for that call off, trying to run that clock. We're looking at Michigan at 29, Wisconsin at 21, with 23 minutes left to go in this first half.
Okay, and we're just calling a quick official timeout to make sure the score is right and everybody.
We're going to see Banana adjust the hip, roll out. They're going to take positions for Team Wisconsin. And right now, they are outpowered by. Going to be
Big fan of the derby name Banana.
That's right. Simple. And we're in the middle of an official timeout at the moment.
Again, we'd like to remind everybody, Derby Kiss is in the house. Skate Shop's in the house out of Cleveland. We got our JSC, breast cancer survivor, is here. If you're a breast cancer, they're taking donations over there. But if you're a survivor,
It looks like Cookie Rumble is making friends in the penalty box with our Wisconsin skaters.
Yeah, Cookie Rumble's been doing this for a long time.
I think most of the skaters on these teams probably have.
I could always use beer money, gas money. And the beer,
All right, then we're going to get back to it here.
There we go. That is 8-9 for Team Michigan. JG jamming.
That's JG with T and Tina right on her back, and JG going to call off that jam. Of course, JG, one of the more prolific jammers that you'll ever have the pleasure of watching. Very fast, very nimble.
Loving these sparkly helmet covers from Team Michigan. I just caught it when JG skated by. The stars are sparkling.
There's a definite pack advantage right now for Team Michigan. They've got all 4 blockers out there. Wisconsin's only got 2.
All right, they're going to start out.
That looks like Fracture Mechanics is jamming for Team Michigan here.
Oh, Frau Kapow doing a nice job with Tenacious B.
And Dark Horse jamming, making quick way through the pack. Fracture Mechanics not far behind.
It's a nice job by Wisconsin's blockers. They were short a blocker on this particular jam, and that's going to be Zero's Goose Eggs. Not going to give anything up.
Coming up, jam number 17, 29-21. Yeah, that was a very quick jam. 2 back-to-back quick jams like that. That's very, very impressive. And a great way to...
I love seeing close games like this, especially we saw some runaway scores throughout this tournament, but to keep things nice and tight, close score-wise, makes for, in my opinion, a more interesting game.
Obviously, this is going to be a very competitive game. We're looking forward to Grand Rapids and the Dairyland Dolls.
Absolutely. Jawbreaker Jose snagging a quick lead, looking for some offense through there. And it does look like Jawbreaker Jose is on a power jam with Star Slammer in the box.
Some really big offense right there. Does look like Yar picked up a penalty. We'll have some time in the penalty box.
And Jose going to go into turn number 3. Both sets of blockers moving along.
Star Slammer skating right through out of that penalty box.
Yeah, really got through completely unabated on that one.
Open that up for them. This jam does come to an
But Jawbreaker Jose has that awareness to call it. Getting another 2. Or is that a 3? That's a 2. I need to get my eyes checked.
All right, so we're looking at Michigan with a score of 35. They just went on a 6-0 run. Team Wisconsin 21. We've got 20 minutes left in this first period.
Not Naughty jamming for Team Wisconsin right
And
now.
Naughty going to, she's going to find a little space on the outside middle. In the meantime, JG, as she will do, can turn that body sideways. Try to get herself through the pack. Very adept at skating backwards. And Naughty going to go into turn number 2. Looks like she's getting knocked to the inside. She's going to have to recycle. JG.
Looked like JG was skating backwards through that pack for a minute there.
Yep, yeah.
Looks like Chewbacca is playing some offense there for JG as well. JG's coming around on a second scoring pass. Not Naughty, I believe, is still on her first.
And I tell you, that pack battle is vicious.
Absolutely.
Each team going to pull 4 points.
39-25. Michigan right now is in the lead. And this has been the quickest game so far. Telling you. Those jams are fast and short.
Team Wisconsin having its first official competitive game yesterday. Did a nice job. They came out ahead over Maryland. Now, Michigan has not played yet, but we know that right now Team Indiana survives.
Yeah.
And so it is this division, which is a state's division, is going to come down to really the one of those 3 remaining teams.
Fracture Mechanics grabbing the lead. And number 2, 5, 2, I can't see the last number. Oh no, in the box for direction.
I believe that's probably banana.
4 points. Some hard hits. Pulling up the back of the pack.
Tina, she had a glimpse of daylight for just a moment. Ends up getting crushed in there. Is number 333, Cookie Rumble.
Fracture Mechanics doing a good job of making her way through on these scoring passes, really capitalizing up on the fact that there is only one blocker on the track.
It's Tenacious B that was in the box.
Fracture Mechanics, 14 Michigan. Sporting those really cool blue and pink jerseys. And another penalty being called out there. So Cookie Rumble. If you're having a seat in the penalty
All right. Cookie Rumble, she draws a penalty. She's going to have to sit down. In the
There's a
meantime,
star pass for Team Wisconsin.
Fracture Mechanics, I don't know that she realizes that the Wisconsin Jammer is behind her. Her teammates make it aware. They call off the jam.
Was that call off? And she got her full 4 points.
And that was a nice 20-0 run for Team Michigan.
It's definitely our biggest jam we've seen yet this game, putting the score at 59 Michigan, 25 Wisconsin.
coming up. Jam number 10. Shade under 17 minutes to go. 59-25. Team Michigan on top at this time, but it is early in the first period.
And there we have it, Dark Horse.
Well, when you got a short pack like that, it is very hard to contain a
Dark Horse threw it there in a hurry. Madison defense doing a nice job of keeping Michigan from making any movement at all. And there we have the first full pass for Dark Horse. That's going to be 4 points. Battle Frog out there, Lollipopia, making life very difficult right now. And that's for Herderino.
Cookie Rumble and Javelin looking to hold Dark Horse back, watching that pack definition.
And Dark Horse is going to make yet another pass. Herderino has yet to get through the pack. And with that, Dark Horse a little shake and bake coming up, and that's not going to fool Cookie Rumble. And then Herderino is finally going to spring free.
That's actually a star pass there to Dom
Oh,
Sawyer.
it was? Okay.
And we have a star pass. Dom Sawyer is now your jam.
Dom Sawyer with an apex jump.
Yeah, Wisconsin might have been best to have called that off, but it
Looks like they might be looking to run it.
Looks like Dark Horse is going to try and make another pass. She's going to, so she'll combat that Florida that they gave up and then call a jam. A little bit of a risk, but it worked out. That's going to be a 16-4 run in favor of Team Wisconsin. Team Michigan at 63, Wisconsin at 41. We are halfway through the very first period.
That was a wonderful jam there for Wisconsin.
Michigan still has that lead.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch some of these state teams because the blocking is just so
Absolutely.
good. We get a lot of offensive blocking as well as the defense. A lot of awareness as to where the jammer is on the pack, and you got to give these teams a lot of credit because they don't get to play together very often.
Absolutely. There's a level of awareness here that you don't see in a lot of other games. Jawbreaker Jose is out with lead jammer status, but it looks like number
That's going to be T and no, I'm sorry, it's gonna be not
873,
Naughty.
not Naughty.
Not Naughty trying to close it up fast. Team Michigan going to call off that jam, prevent giving up points to Wisconsin. That turns out to be a defensive goose eggs. Tiana now lined up for Team Wisconsin, and it looks like JG, I think.
JG out there jamming for Team Michigan. And Tina jamming for Wisconsin.
Tell you, Frau Kapow doing such a nice job with Tenacious B up front.
Absolutely. JG skating backwards out of that pack. Quick star pass there to 2-8.
That's going to be Tenacious B. That'll be the first time that I believe she's had the star on her helmet cover this weekend.
And there was an apex there right at the end from JG, giving her that 1 point.
You know, honestly, I don't think there's anybody that I have ever watched in roller derby that makes it look more effortless than she does. She never looks like she's working up a sweat. She's got all that speed going. She can find so many different ways to turn her body to get through those packs. And she's been jamming for a long time. That's a lot of abuse that they.
Absolutely. That doesn't slow them down, though.
Yeah, Dark Horse is fielded out there for Madison. At the moment, we've got, I believe that is
Herta Reno for
Herta Reno.
Team Michigan.
Lollipopia up front. Battle Frog up front. Going to make it very difficult. And they have driven Herta Reno all the way to the back. Herta Reno looking to find the pivot to hand off that helmet cover.
And they managed to pass it off to Fracture Mechanics.
And they're going to let another pass go again.
Absolutely.
Defensively, I thought they were going to kill that one. They're going to see if they can put another 4 up on the board.
Looks like they're trying to prevent that reform
Yeah,
by holding
and
Ophelia Plenty, but she makes it back to the wall.
And yeah, the jam does not get called off. She didn't concede 4 more points.
Fracture Mechanics is definitely a hard hitter.
Thus the name, I am
yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Dark Horse looking for a little room on the inside. She's going to be held up by
They are
number
doing
22.
a great job of staying on her.
That's going to be a 4-point spread. Wisconsin's going to pull 12 to Michigan's 8. And we have a score right now. Michigan 72, Wisconsin 53. We're down to about the last 10 minutes of this first period. This is definitely one of the more competitive games that we have watched so far this weekend.
At 5 seconds, that jam is on.
And
It's like Team Michigan is trying to prevent that offensive run-up. This pack is moving.
looks like an Armin Slammer out there right now.
Star Slammer.
Star Slammer. All right.
Great line work there. Doing a good job on this power kill for Team Michigan.
Jose showing her blocking prowess.
And javelin as well. Star Slammer coming back in, getting absorbed by that wall. And Fracture Mechanics coming out, picking up a lead. Star Slammer really stuck behind those Michigan walls.
Yeah, there's really no space. There's not a lot of movement in the pack. Not giving her a lot of room to try to work with. Been caught up against walls and just trying to push through them. Probably hoping for a little help. And Star Slammer remains trapped behind that 3 wall of Michigan.
Fracture Mechanics out on another scoring pass. It looks like Star Slammer has finally made their way through.
Yeah, the blocking advantage really starting to show itself at this point. It's Fracture Mechanics. She's kind of, oh, you guys are paying attention to that.
It looks like there's the call off from Fracture Mechanics. While Team Michigan has 2 in the box and Team Wisconsin has 1 in the box.
That's a terrific 10-0 run as Fracture Mechanics is going to put up that 10. It's going to be 82 Michigan, 53 Wisconsin. And we're down to about 9 minutes remaining in this game. This game has moved very quickly.
That absolutely has. Going into Jam 15, just under 10 minutes left.
All right, and we've got to have JG out there for Team Michigan.
JG hitting that jammer out before working this wall. No pack being called.
JG gonna get a run out. Not Naughty looking for some space on the inside. She's gonna find it. Gonna be able to tiptoe through turns 1 and 2. JG ends up having to sit, so it's a power jam in favor of Team Wisconsin.
Doesn't help that Team Michigan is also down a blocker right now. With 1 in the box. They are still doing a good job holding their own. Looking to stay in front of Not Naughty.
Michigan finally reforms.
as they go into turn 3.
Ophelia Planny and Jawbreaker Josie recycling back forward.
Javelin and Jawbreaker Jose were blocking very well together up at the front.
Yeah, not finally able to get through. JG, who can often make it look easy, had a tough time for that 3 wall. She's going to burst through that at the very end of turn number 3. Nadi getting absolutely harassed by Jawbreaker Jose.
This jam does come to an end. I gotta say, that was a heck of a rough jam. You know, that was a penalty kill by all.
Look at that score, 82-57. That's going to be in favor of Michigan. Wisconsin on a 4-0 run that time around. We're down to 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Dark Horse is going to take the line one more time.
As well as, I believe that's Herderino out there.
Oh, that was a heck of a job by Lollipopia, the pivot for Wisconsin, opening up that inside lane. And that was easy. It's the easiest pass Dark Horse is going to make all day.
Dark Horse already coming back through, getting caught up there on Cutter's hips. And Reno now on a scoring pass.
And a little assist from
Ophelia Plenty with a hard hit there. Dark Horse charging through. I'd say she's got a pretty fitting derby name.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, she just looks so much better every year. Yeah, she's been terrific. Had a terrific weekend, no matter how this turns out. Look at that. She's going to get through for yet another pass. She's put 12 points up on the board to Michigan's 0. Herderino really looking for a little space.
Absolutely. While Cutter and Cookie and now Ophelia are back, trying to lock down Dark Horse. Star pass there to Chewbacca, Chewbacca.
Yeah, that made sense. Dark Horse needed to call that off. She does. She's going to preserve that 12-point run, 13-point run. 13, and Michigan able to pull 4 at the very end of that. Probably a couple of opportunities in here where Wisconsin could have called jams off a little quicker to preserve giving up some points.
There's going to be a timeout on the track. Team Michigan wants to hang out, get their...
That is Team Michigan calling a timeout here. Going to regroup. We're looking at 86 Michigan to 70 Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin making a nice run here in the last 2-3 jams. They're starting to close it up. Team Michigan, I'm sure, just wanting to take a little time to get a breather and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Absolutely. With only 5 minutes left in this first half.
Had a lot of momentum. They scored 13 points. They've kind of closed this gap. It's a 16-point difference now in this game. So it's a good time to catch your breath.
And of course, we've had a terrific weekend. One thing we should make everybody aware of is this is a single elimination tournament. We've got 3 different divisions. That has been D1, D2, and then the state teams. Right now, the winner of this game would move on to, I believe, the final championship game. That would be for the state teams. That will be held tomorrow.
Yep.
And the team that does not come out on top will still end up with one more game.
It's looking like they have Jawbreaker Jose on the jam line for Michigan. And I want to say that's T and Tina.
Oh, T and Tina, nice. That's going to be a really nice move. T and Tina getting herself sideways using those toe stops. Unfortunately, she's going to get run out of bounds.
Fracture Mechanics with a great line coverage block on T and Tina.
But T and Tina, yeah, very well played. T and Tina's going to get through. She's not going to get any points, but she's not going to give any up.
Yeah, T and Tina got lead before she got hit out by Frac.
Gotta love those gold helmets of Tenacious B and Frog Kapow.
I know, I was looking at them.
It's like the double whammy up there.
Just amazing. Love the state wins.
And we've got this next underway.
We have JG jamming Team Michigan. And
Working it to
it looks
the
like
inside.
Star Slammer for
I believe
Team
that's Star
Wisconsin.
Slammer who got knocked out and drugged back.
Javelin providing some offense to JG there.
Nice recycling up front. JG not going to get through this easily. But, oh, she almost had a little inside. They were able to knock her out of bounds. Banana was able to make her have to recycle. In the meantime,
Absolutely.
there's, right now, it doesn't look all that hopeful for Star Slammer. She just can't get through that three-wall. Now with a little help, finally, from Battle Frog.
JG picked up a penalty.
She sure did.
The Bach giving Star Slammer a power jam. Lead jammer status is still open for this jam.
Oh, nice cut to the inside. Star Slammer just kind of caught them as they were trying to rotate themselves. Leans outside, heads inside, and she's finally gonna get out. She's gonna be lead jammer. And they're going to let her try to do most of this on her own. Now Battle Frog's going to come in. And Frog's going
Great
to open that up.
offense there.
Star Slammer going to get through. That's going to be an important 4 points.
JG now back on the track, moving those Wisconsin blockers.
Yeah, she's looking to make her first. She's looking to make her first pass. And right now, Star Slammer looks like she's picked up a point or two on this pass. And she's going to get knocked out. She's going to get recycled.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, you need to get back out there as quick as you can to help your team.
Team Michigan won.
There we go. And wise move by Wisconsin. Star Slammer knowing she wasn't going to go anywhere, that she had pulled two complete passes. Now closing that gap to just 8 points. Of course, that's announcer math. Could be off by 1 or 2.
You don't want to ask me to do math, that's for sure. When I'm out on the track, I kind of just ignore the scoreboard and hope for the best.
All right, Dark Horse will come back out for Team Wisconsin.
And Herta Reno for Team Michigan. Good line coverage there by Strega. Dropping the arms. That shape is collapsed up front, but they are watching pack definition.
And is she going to stretch it out? She is. She's going to stretch it out. They're going to have to disengage. And Dark Horse is going to be the lead jammer.
Reno getting out of the pack with some fabulous offense there from Fracture Mechanics.
All right, Kapow ends up rejoining. The speed has been picked up, hoping to find a little more space.
Nice hit out on the jammer, dragging them back into the straightaway. And they're going to have to start again. Hergarino trying to face off and push forward.
Both jammers just really, really trying to plow through blocking right now. They're not able to. Hergarino's been totally stood up. And that's going to be Battle Frog.
The pack awareness here is very nice to see.
All right, one has to peel off for a penalty, and now Dark Horse is trying to push to the outside the zone of engagement, and it's going to happen. That's going to be 4 points.
You always seem to be in that last position. Always the last line of defense right there.
And I would imagine Wisconsin here going to try to get in there as quickly as they can, see what they're going to get, and then potentially call this thing up. But she's going to get another total pass. That's, oh no.
A high block penalty going to Dark Horse, who will lose her lead jammer status with only 10 seconds left in the jam.
The only good news that come out of this for Wisconsin is that hopefully this jam ends as far as they're concerned before points are put up by Michigan, and that's going to be the end of the jam, and that's going to be the end of our first half.
That first half went by fast.
Sure did. Boy, this has been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
definitely don't want to turn this one off. Go ahead, take your 15-minute break, call your mom, walk your dog, make a pizza, grab some beer, but be back in 15 minutes.
Looks like there is an official timeout actually right now. With the score 88 to Michigan, 84 Wisconsin. The official review is been called by Team Michigan. So it will be interesting to see if we get another jam here before going into our intermission.
1 second being put back up on the board as they discuss.
Yes, after they declared that the first half clock had wound down, we go into an official review. Whether or not that'll give them another jam or not, I don't know. It may just affect the outcome of the first jam of the second period.
And this is Skate Wars, the prequel. You'll see Skate Wars as a hosted by Team Michigan and Lansing Roller Derby here in Lansing, Michigan at the Lansing Event Center, September 6th through September 8th, 2024.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss that. I tell you, this Lansing, the way that this center is established, the hotels, the restaurants, everything else, it's a perfect place for a tournament. Everything's within walking distance. Downtown Lansing here, very nice, capital city of Michigan.
Absolutely, and this event center has been just a wonderful place to have multiple tracks down, have so many vendors come out, and I heard that that wall over there is getting taken down, and this room will be twice the size for Skate Wars.
And of course, we're looking at state teams, borderless teams. We're looking at a couple of countries that are going to come in. That's going to be an amazing, amazing event. Actually, that could be really kind of a precursor to a World Cup style play, as there is talk out there of World Cup, and I know they're looking for a host right now.
Absolutely. You're not going to want to miss such high-level play for sure.
Still in the middle of an official review, and we're going to get some news here.
Thank you. It looks like there's actually 2 official reviews called. The first being from Team Michigan, looking for a forearm penalty on White 5-6 Frau Kapau. However, it does not stand, so Team Michigan will be losing their official review. And it looks like they have moved into their second official review here. So we will have more to come on that shortly.
Once again, just wait, there's more.
More derby is better for all of us.
In what has been one of the fastest moving games of the tournament, and we are down to the end of the first period.
That is sometimes just how these games go. I mean, especially when every point counts. Looks like we are going to find out the status of the second official review.
White's official review, and they wanted to rescind the high block on their jammer. Call stands as it was called. They do not retain their official review.
Thank you. So, our second official review here was from Team Wisconsin, looking to rescind the high block that Dark Horse had received in the previous jam. However, as it stands, the call remains, and Wisconsin will also be losing their official review. And with that, I believe we are going to be moving into intermission. And there it is. All right, we will be back, I believe, in 10 minutes. So make sure you're watching, because you are not going to want to miss this game.
That's right, we are going into halftime. Now, everyone go get some raffle.
And we are back from our halftime.
Yeah, we're looking at actually, right now we are looking at what has been the best game of the weekend. Both teams are going to go into they went into the first half, the halftime, 88 Michigan, 84 Wisconsin. Michigan out to a stronger lead, I guess I should say, and Wisconsin being able to chip away at that later in the first period.
But we do have Dark Horse, the jammer for Wisconsin, who we've seen having a lot of success, starting in the box for the first jam of the second half.
Yeah, it's definitely not what they were looking for, but at the same time, we've got 2 blockers in the box for Team Michigan.
It's a good offensive sweep there from ER, letting JG kind of drive this wall out. A no pack is called.
Yeah, Battle Frog going to roll in there now. You've got
Dark Horse out of the box, and the team Michigan Jammers not catching it till after Dark Horse grabs that lead.
Dark Horse going to snap away that lead jam possibility, although nice job by Dark Horse. They're going to go on the backwards.
JG trying to stay in on that outside line, just barely going out, but still has to get recycled to the back. Dark Horse going back to the box for a forearm penalty.
Yeah. Oh, I hate forearms. You know, it's so hard to buy a sweater.
JG still really working on that Wisconsin wall.
Yeah, still not able to get through on a full pass.
But it will be a full 2-minute jam as Dark Horse came out of the box and picked up that lead. JG skating backwards out of that pack, though, on a scoring pass. Getting those 4 points.
All right, Dark Horse now standing, getting ready to come back out. JG hoping to put another 4 points up on the board before she can do that, but she is going to take a hip from Karma's suture, and she's going to have to recycle herself. In the meantime, we've got Dark Horse coming back in right in the middle of the third turn, and she's going to go up to that 3-wall of Michigan. And she is left to fend for herself.
Is getting caught up by that wall. Hard hit in the back there. Didn't quite see what happened, but it looks like they're calling the medics over to make sure everyone is okay. So, again, huge thank you to our EMTs who volunteer their time to help us out and run this tournament.
This is exactly the kind of thing I was hoping for when you get these two juggernauts, Wisconsin and Michigan together.
Yeah, we've got a skater down on one knee for Team Michigan. Is that JG?
It looks like it might be.
Medics come over, they're talking to her. It looks like they're checking her eyes, probably just a little bit of concussion protocol.
Looks like she's feeling all right. Just looking forward to getting back to the bench.
Wisconsin able to close it up within 2 points. That was a 6-4 run for Team Wisconsin.
92 Michigan, 90 Wisconsin.
Discussion happening over there.
Looks like there is now an official timeout as officials are looking to discuss. Oh, there we go. 95 Team Michigan, 90 Wisconsin.
Okay. So that's actually a 7-6 run in favor of Michigan. Star Slimer is going to take the line for Team Wisconsin.
And it looks like Jawbreaker Jose.
Over there. We made a couple purchases today, as a matter of fact. And I know that I'm going to be going home for good work by the time this weekend is over.
Yeah, I always buy everything when they come here. I brought a 2020 calendar. I bought at the Outlaws and had whoever's left on them autograph it for me.
Nice.
Well, they remembered I had it and they said, bring it. And I'm like,
That's cool.
support all the vendors, support all the Derby teams. It's not cheap sport.
Oh, that's going to be a nice move by Lollipop. She's going to get herself up front to help stop the jamming.
And getting rocked back on their skates.
Star Slimer, in the meantime, not quite going to get through there. Lead jam's going to go to Michigan.
looks like Ophelia Plenty is headed to the box for Team Michigan, but Jawbreaker Jose is right up on that pack, looking to get through.
Yeah.
Skating right past Banana.
Jawbreaker Jose, probably the most successful jammer for Team Michigan in the first half. Saw a lot of time at the very beginning of that first period. Did much more blocking towards the end of that first period, and it looks like they're going to try to get her into the rotation a little more often.
Jawbreaker picked up 4 points on that pass while they kept Team Wisconsin at 0.
All right, so we now got a score of 99 Team Michigan, 90 Wisconsin to get this second half rolling.
It definitely seems like we've got the biggest audience, the biggest crowd for this game that I've seen yet so far at this tournament. Everyone really interested to see how these state games are going to turn out.
So as the tempo goes,
We see Dom Sawyer, Fracture Mechanics, and Barbie blocking for Team Michigan.
Yeah.
Fracture Mechanics really sitting on that jammer up front.
Looked like Dom. Looks like Dom ended up with a forearm call. Tina is going to be through the pack, and they're a successful star pass for Team Michigan. That's going to number 62.
Tina just sliding around that outside lane.
the bodies hit the floor. It shook the ground in front of us.
I think there's some banana peels out there we can't see. Runs going down.
Oh, look at that. Tina Fracture Mechanics going to be held up. Tina's going to go by. She's going to make that pass, and I'll be the first to say, maybe they should have called that off.
No pack is called, and Fracture Mechanics does get out, getting another 4 points.
Oh, going to lean to the inside, go outside. That's going to be a nice run. That's a nice job by Tina. That's going to be a 12-4 run, and that's going to put us within a point. Michigan still retains the lead. We're at 25 minutes left in the second period.
Everybody is loving this tight game. 103 Michigan, 102 Wisconsin. They have Tabby Catastrophe on the jam line. This is the first time we have seen her jam for Team Michigan. And it looks like she does have success, is getting out.
That's going to be Star Slammer for Team Wisconsin.
Tabby Catastrophe getting a track cut.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not. That is
273.
It's going to be not naughty.
Not naughty on a power jam and getting by. This jam could very well give Wisconsin the lead.
All right, Battlefrog with Battlefrog in front of her. Not naughty's going to try to look for a hole. Battlefrog's going to back off.
These Wisconsin blockers are keeping the box busy this jam with 2 in.
Yeah, Battlefrog, massive hit right there.
Tabby Catastrophe going down, but popping back up and running through.
And out on the other side. That is number 9, making their way around the
Yeah, I think a little awareness would be good right about now.
Tabby just skating on by. That is
Yeah, Wisconsin really should have shut that jam down.
They couldn't. The Tabby Cat had been declared lead.
That's right.
And then went to the box, so this will be going to the full 2 minutes. That pivot takes the star. A hard hit there from 614.
Karma Suture. Boy, we heard that one all the way over here. That was hard.
Tabby Cat sneaking by the one Wisconsin blocker, but having to get the second.
Karma Suture not going to get around Cookie Rumble.
Tabby Catastrophe and Cookie Rumble both headed to the box at the very end of that jam, so that will put Team Wisconsin on a power start. Official review is being called.
That was a 10-point run, as at least for now, for Wisconsin, a 7-point run for Michigan. That makes it a 2-point differential in favor of Wisconsin. But there is a review coming up.
believe it was Team Wisconsin who called the official review. You can see
Yes.
the
Yes, it is.
captains conferring with the officials.
And of course, we've had a terrific weekend here in Lansing. Once again, we got Skate Wars coming up in this next September. Perfect place, absolutely perfect place for a big tournament.
Officials were on the deck at certain points.
And for our Michigan skaters who are watching from home, I'm fairly certain Team Michigan tryouts are going to be coming up soon. So if you want your opportunity to skate on this team and represent Michigan, that is going to be coming up fairly soon. So keep an eye out.
All right, the referees are huddled. The conversation continues.
Look at how Jawbreaker is standing on her skates.
That's how you fall.
She was just hanging out like that for so long. I loved it. Just hanging out on those outside wheels, both inside wheels up.
Yeah, Jawbreaker Jose having had a great game.
Am I hallucinating, or are you hearing dolphin noises? I heard them a while ago. And they're like,
I
they're from
feel
the
like no
audience.
matter how I answer that, it doesn't work out well for either one of us. So I will just remain silent. And that does not happen often.
Okay, 88 is now 9. That was our issue. That's Tabby. She goes, how can you not call my name? You know me. I'm like, I drink. No drinks, yeah. I couldn't drink her. Oh, is that yours? What?
All right.
She was like trying to figure out where, oh, I got it. Okay. Like, yo. Yeah, I don't drink your drink because I
And it looks like we are going to get some information on this official review right now.
White team is asking for a cut on the jammer or early on in the jam. We are assessing that penalty and they will return the review.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you for the information.
Is that enough information for you? I have no idea what to say.
So, Team Wisconsin contested the fact that they felt the jammer for Team Michigan had cut the track earlier in the jam. And after review, they have decided that that was the case. Jammer's going to sit down. Team Wisconsin is going to retain their review. And with that, everybody's back to their benches, and I think we're going to get to skate again.
Everyone's getting back to their positions by the looks of it.
Right now, Wisconsin, the first lead of the night, they've got a 2-point lead.
A 2-point lead, but I believe Tabby Catastrophe, having gone in the box at the end of the last jam, is going to have to sit for a full 2 penalties. Unless, for some reason, the Team Wisconsin jammer also manages to get a penalty, in which case there will be a jammer swap.
Yep, all our photographers out there listening to some fabulous music, dancing up the store.
All right, everybody waiting for us to get things back together. I don't know if there's yet another review.
It looks like people are ready to go.
There we go. And we're going to get the official word here. They're going to get started. Dark Horse is back there. She's having a fantastic weekend. She is out there for Team Wisconsin.
The Team Michigan serving time. So we are going to be in a power start to get this going, benefiting Wisconsin.
Dark Horse looking to follow that offense, and Team Michigan looking to stay in front of it.
Dark Horse trying to take pushing through turn number 2.
Jawbreaker staying up front, managing to slow Dark Horse's roll out of that pack.
Yeah, couldn't quite land the booty block on that one to knock her out of bounds. She's able to stay in. And now they're going to run.
Nice offense being played by Wisconsin, trying to strip
Cookie Rumble now out of the box, going to rejoin
Big hit from the pivot
our
coming
wall.
in. Rockin'.
There's a major hit in the middle of that.
There you go. That is Jawbreaker Jose on Dark Horse again. And Fracture Mechanics on Dark Horse. They are doing a great job with this blocking here.
And nice job at Dark Horse just leveraging her body so that she could keep that inside line open. And she's also going to be lucky enough to have a penalty on the blocker, and that's going to put the blocker down.
Dark Horse having a stellar game right here.
Dark Horse has put up 4 points already in the jam. Frau Kapow going to be asked to sit down. Lollipopia, Tenacious B doing a fantastic job up front for Team Wisconsin. I believe that's Hello Sailor that might be in that mix as well.
Cookie Rumble and Yar working to stay on Dark Horse. Yar is trying to keep those hips on Dark Horse, but she manages to slip around and call the jam.
Yeah, that became a fight. I just think she realized that wasn't going to be won, so they're going to call that.
So that puts the score at 110 Michigan, 120 Wisconsin, with 20 minutes left in the second half.
And it looks like it's be Star Slammer out there once again for Team Michigan. Is that JG out there? Or I'm sorry, Star Slammer for Wisconsin, JG I believe for Michigan.
Yep, that is correct. Banana taking quite a spill there.
Yeah, that was a hard fall onto the tailbone. JG gonna get the lead jam. Star Slammer has got one to beat, and now it's gonna be 3 to beat as
managing to
blocking is recycled. And so Banana gonna land a hit on JG, but it's not gonna be enough to have to pull her back. And JG, as she does, puts up points.
True Blackhead really did a fabulous job there, preventing that jammer from getting out of the pack. That offense came in and managed to sweep, but up until then, they had it pretty locked down.
That's going to be a 7-4 run to Michigan. They are down by 7 points to Team Wisconsin with about 20 minutes left. And of course, the one thing we do have to acknowledge is that there's a number of these Team Michigan players that already played this morning.
Oh, absolutely. There's a number of these Team Michigan players who played Ola's very last game on the track. I know our previous game was Lansing Roller Derby versus Lakeshore Roller Derby, and we have skaters from both teams out there on Team Michigan.
I'm sorry if I'm not like making eye. No, you're good. I'm trying to make sure that I know. I'm just making sure I'm making content. I don't know. Yeah, we're good.
And Team Wisconsin, I would imagine, with a couple of the rostered Dairyland Dolls on that team, and the Dairyland Dolls going to play in another hour or two against Grand Raggedy. You don't want to miss that one. That one also expected to be an incredible game.
Absolutely, and that one will be a WIFTA sanctioned game, so they are playing for rankings later tonight.
Yep.
These jammers making very slow, calculated movements on the start here.
Oh.
Jawbreaker Jose using that to her advantage.
She's got that foot speed.
Absolutely. That's not naughty jamming for Team Wisconsin. Coming around behind Jose.
And everybody going to have to recycle back on that one. Pack moving backwards. Both skaters knocked out of bounds. One to the inside, one to the out.
Javelin trying to hit some offense here for Jawbreaker. And managing to stay in with a beautiful spin.
Oh, yeah, that was she was able to deflect a bit of that blow, and Jawbreaker Jose stays in bounds. She can put some points up on the board. In the meantime, Naughty really struggling against Javelin.
Team Michigan is having a lot of success with these run backs here on Not Naughty. A huge pile up there, though. on that
Everybody's
first
on the
turn.
ground in turn number 2. Low block is going to be assessed.
And Jose,
It's going to be Cookie Rumble.
Jose, the progress is gonna be stopped there for a little bit. Jose gonna get around the bound. Pack's gonna back way up to turn 3.
Two in the box or Team Michigan with the lead jammer
Jawbreaker really working that front wall, but getting recycled to the back.
No whistles and a rave over here, I'm telling you. But Jawbreaker is trying to work the way around the outside to the top of the apex, down at the bottom there. Does get out, gets dropped to the straightaway, but I would almost guess
A
it's
low
gonna
block
be a low
penalty
block
being
call, and it
assessed
is.
to one of the Wisconsin skaters, and a forearm penalty being assessed to another Wisconsin skater,
We're gonna call this
making that box full.
Yeah, that's definitely the toughest jam that Team Wisconsin has had. Nice job by Michigan. Defense really stepped up. Javelin playing both offensive and defensively.
Absolutely. We're looking at 125 for Michigan, 128 Wisconsin. 17 minutes left in this game. Only one blocker out there for Team Wisconsin going into this next jam.
Absolutely. Yeah, Frau Kapow sitting in the box.
17 minutes left in this game. We got a
One of her teammates right alongside her. Team Wisconsin going to take a timeout. Probably a good time to regather thoughts after what was a pretty difficult jam for them.
Absolutely.
So recapping, Larry, give us a recap on this team timeout. We got
And Team Wisconsin comprised of skaters from Madison Roller Derby, from Brew City Bruisers in Milwaukee, from Mid-State Roller Derby, and I believe that's in Wausau, MVM, and MVM, which is Mississippi Valley Mayhem, and the Chippewa Valley Roller
Well,
Derby.
that's cool, man. I like it when we get some different action.
And honestly, I think that pretty much covers where the derby's happening in Wisconsin right now. We've got a few smaller leagues, but unfortunately, COVID also shut some of that stuff down.
It's going to be JG jamming for Team Michigan, telling her blockers, hey, sit on this jammer. Don't give them any opportunity. And I believe that's T and Tina for Team Wisconsin out there.
I believe you're correct.
JG with one blocker to get past, but that's 2-8 Tenacious B, and really putting in the tenacity there.
Yeah, that's total shoulder right into the sternum. Gonna run her out of bounds. One-on-one block. However, JG not having to run back as far.
And grabbing that lead.
So just like that, JG is out as your lead jam.
JG using that wall to skate by, grab those points.
Yeah, that was a nice, they opened up the inside line quite nicely for her that time around. Tabby Catastrophe doing a nice job with
Absolutely holding up front, trying to follow that offense from Ophelia Plenty and managing to run up and skate out on a second scoring pass.
that. Yeah, we're watching JG do what Wisconsin has actually done a very good job of containing. But yeah, she is
Beautiful spin and footwork there by JG.
the footwork, the balance, the speed, the awareness. I mean, JG's got all of that. And as much as Wisconsin had locked her down the second half of the first period and first half of the second period, she is now able to break free.
Cookie Rumble has had some beautiful catches on this jammer, really slowing their progress, popping them out, and getting a few runbacks.
All right, JG gonna call that jam off. That's a very nice jam for Team Michigan. That's a 15-point to 3-point run, and that is gonna put Michigan up by 8 points. So we've got yet another lead change.
Michigan now taking the lead with 15 minutes left in this game.
And we are halfway through the second period. 15 minutes of very intense roller derby to go.
Two blockers still in the box for Team Wisconsin,
And we are going to get
An official timeout here. We
I was revving up.
time for the rough skating official. get a drink. So Wisconsin still has
Wisconsin is using this official timeout to their advantage, making sure they have the blockers they want out on the track as they've got 2 in the box to start.
Jawbreaker Jose is going to head into the
Yeah, Team Wisconsin been plagued with blocker penalties these last 2 or 3 jams.
dark horses out there right now. For Team
And so
Wisconsin.
that puts Team Michigan at a 1 blocker
3-2 pack
advantage.
Michigan right now has got their blockers in there.
And just the hip trying to anchor that for Team
So where are my Team
Wisconsin.
Michigan fans over there in the audience? Heck yeah! All right, I see at least one cheesehead. Where's my Wisconsin fans?
The King getting the crowd fired up. Obviously, being in Michigan, Michigan outnumbers the Wisconsin fans by about 100 to 1.
Whether you're Michigan or Wisconsin, you got to admit, this kind of scoring changes and lead changes, tight games and defense. This is a great game right here.
It's looking like we're about to end this official timeout. Get the jam started.
All right, here we go.
Jawbreaker was almost in a free
Jawbreaker Jose sneaking by just the hip. And Fracture Mechanics trying to stay in front of Dark Horse.
Dark Horse, who has likely done most of the damage for Team Wisconsin in this game, and really the whole tournament.
Looking for to keep it running, looks like by the bench.
Yeah, Dark Horse not having a lot of just clear runs through the pack, has often had to dice and slice and push her way through like she's trying to do at the moment. I would imagine the legs are getting a little tired right about now.
Absolutely. Taking a shirt whip off Ophelia and getting through on another scoring pass.
Way to keep her balance.
I love a good shirt whip, that's for sure. Fracture Mechanics hitting Dark Horse out and running them back.
Yeah, the momentum is definitely flipped. Michigan is definitely on a run right here. The energy seems to be in their favor. Look, Jawbreaker doing such a terrific job of maintaining balance and awareness of the track. That's a lot of tiptoeing on the inside and outside lines.
This has been a good jam for Team Michigan for sure. Dark Horse finally out on that first scoring pass, but Jose makes the decision to call it.
More points picked up by Team Michigan and holy smokes.
And Michigan going to open this thing back up to a 19-point lead. That was a 15-4 run in favor of Team Michigan. We are now down to about 13 minutes remaining in the game.
got a 15-point jam, 155-136. 13 minutes to go. Anything can happen here in Lansing right now.
Wisconsin right now with the pack advantage. They got all 4 of their blockers out there. They've engaged their jammer.
All right, and the jam is on. We are looking at, it looks like Chublakia, I believe, jamming for Team Michigan. We have not seen them start with the star yet. I know we've seen them out there as a blocker and pivot.
A pair of fresh legs, that could make a difference.
Have a seat in the penalty box.
Absolutely, but that line coverage is definitely tight there by Wisconsin.
Slow right here in turn number 1.
Yeah,
And
Star Slammer's right in the middle of that tripod, that 3-wall, doing a nice job. She's trying to push through, and then there's just no give in that, and that just became a 4-wall in a hurry.
Star Slammer has that lead, but is really stuck behind that Michigan wall. Great offensive hit there, though.
Yeah, Wisconsin has really been hurting themselves with blocker penalties. They've been down blockers for a better part of the second half of this game. Lollipoppy was just released to come out. I believe you've got Hello Sailor still in the box.
So here we go. Penalties are starting to rack up again. 4 more points picked up by Wisconsin.
So take us through it. What leagues are represented on Team Michigan?
Team Michigan, I know we're seeing Detroit Roller Derby, Ann Arbor Roller Derby, Small Town Outlaws, Flint Roller Derby, Lansing Roller Derby, Lakeshore Roller Derby, Kalamazoo Roller Derby.
To get the right players in there.
I think I think I might have got them all. That's a soft maybe.
Yeah, we've gotten to see both Kalamazoo's A and B teams this weekend, and they have been strong.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to watching those two teams advance in their respective divisions. The thing that you need to understand about this tournament is that AK and Group, they actually compile their own stats during the season, so they know how to rank each one of these teams when they come in. Then based on that ranking, each team ends up playing for what is a championship in their respective division, be that the A teams, the B teams, or the state teams. So a lot of thought and a lot of time and a lot of math
Absolutely, yeah.
goes into this. I'll leave that up to AK because that's not my thing.
This is a huge tournament. We're seeing teams from all over the state and now state teams as well.
And of course, the thing you have to keep in mind too is that this is the 10th time. I mean, they've been tracking that. They've been ranking for these teams. They've been doing this for a long time. Cool thing about it is everybody in their division goes home a winner, an absolute winner. It's not a play for rankings.
Absolutely, and that is Hello Sailor jamming for Wisconsin, getting caught up on Fracture Mechanics and Yar, and JG jamming for Team Michigan. It looks like Hello Sailor.
That's gonna be a track cut out there for the jammer. That's gonna be number 873.
Oh, 873. I'm sorry, I saw that 874. Not
or
naughty.
273. That's gonna be not naughty.
Not naughty jamming, but picking up a cut penalty there.
Wisconsin shooting themselves in the foot just a little bit here. We're gonna see yet Lollipopia end up in the box now. So they got a jammer and a blocker, and then Michigan at full strength. And with that, JG gonna call the jam and say, "Give me some air."
And that puts the score at 159 Michigan, 140 Wisconsin, with 10 minutes left in the game.
I believe the biggest lead that Wisconsin had was also by 19 points. Team Michigan came out in the first 2 or 3 jams and were pretty dominant in the first period, but it's been nip and tuck for both teams ever since. And we're going to get started here. There's no jammer on the track.
Jam 12 and Jawbreaker Jose just running through those Wisconsin blockers that are on the track.
Jawbreaker Jose has really been clutch. Did a lot of jamming in the first period. Oh, and just as I say that, there you go. It's going to be a forearm call. Curse of the announcer. Jawbreaker Jose, however, doing a lot of the damage early in the first period, then being brought back into jam.
There was a star pass there to Lollipopia, who is now jamming for Wisconsin.
Lollipopia, who gets a greeting from Cookie Rumble's hips. That's going to put her down on the ground for a moment. Lollipopia trying to stretch this thing out.
Really caught up there on Tabby.
Yep, Wisconsin doing a nice. Wisconsin moves to the inside, trying to open up a lane for Lollipopia, but Ophelia not going to have anything of that.
Cookie Rumble recycling Lollipopia all the way to the bat. Cookie Rumble headed to the box for a forearm penalty, and it looks like Jawbreaker Jose is back for another penalty as well.
It's a big opportunity for Team Wisconsin. Lollipopia looking at she's looking at the time left in the jam. Obviously awareness of the time, and
We'll say Team Michigan has had a fair amount of success up to now on their power jams. Just when Team Wisconsin has a power jam, making sure they get caught up.
of course, this is Lollipopia's first run out there jamming today as she caught the star pass. She's able to put up 8 points. And she's going to call that off to see if she gave up any points. Yeah, they do end up surrendering 3 points to Michigan. But they are going to, Wisconsin will put up 11. They now are Michigan with an 11-point lead, 7:42 remaining. For those of you OG Derby fans and participants out there, it's been a really fun weekend. We've seen a lot of Michigan skaters who started leagues. We've seen javelin out at Cookie Rumble. I got to see Racer McChaser a little bit earlier today, though she was in street clothes. Maybe she's playing again later in the weekend. But yeah, it's been kind of it's always fun to go out and meet new friends and see some faces that you've been familiar with for a long time.
Absolutely. I know we have a lot of our old school Derby folks, especially Racer, like you said, Racer McChaser, will be helping out in the Scrim Scram tomorrow morning. Scrim Scram is a new skater scrimmage for those that have less than a year of experience.
And we've got a team timeout at the moment.
We're looking at correcting the scoreboard. Sounds like something might be off here.
7:42 left. Coming up to jam 13. We've only had 13 jams on this team. Amazing.
Well, in this half.
In
this half, absolutely.
I'm all excited too.
There's our 5 seconds. Thinking whatever the issue with the scoreboard was has been resolved.
Drop top ready to go. That's the girl we know right there. Watch out, world.
Technical difficulty. We're coming over to the coach for Team Michigan right now. They're having a discussion about what's going on.
What do we got?
Got official conversation going on here. Not 100% sure what they're discussing at this moment.
Looks like Fracture Mechanic is going to have a seat.
But Cookie Rumble is going to go in as the pivot.
For Team Michigan, due to fouling out, they had to serve time for that infraction. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, I don't know.
You're a lot smarter than I am.
I don't know about that. Let's not pivot.
And that is the
Oh, yeah, no. Good point.
Yeah, I always have the weird derby face when I do that.
All right,
jam
rolling
is
here.
on.
Hey, derby's back on. All right, both these jammers right now trying to
That's
fight through
T
their
and
wall.
Tina jamming and picking up lead for Wisconsin.
Lead jammer for Wisconsin.
We've got the euthanizer. I'm sorry, not the euthanizer, but Herderino back out there for Michigan.
Two in the box, so there's another four points on.
Herderino driving that last blocker.
And
but there's stuff.
Cookie Rumble's received the star pass. Cookie's going to be out there jamming. Everybody's going to speed things up, trying to give them some time. And T and T not going to be able to scoot through pretty easily now with the pack once again compacted.
Four along the skaters on the track. Cookie Rumble skating right through that turn three, trying to get it through, but dead of the track. One to the box for Team Wisconsin.
We've got just the hip.
Yeah, we're in that third turn, and sometimes we get silent because the visibility back
Oh,
in that
yeah,
corner is really
absolutely.
difficult.
Between photographers and officials and everything in between.
All right, Cookie's going to put up 4 points. Wisconsin at this moment has 8 points up. They're going to call off the jam.
And that is a close score for sure.
Well, actually, that's going to be a 12-4 run in favor of Wisconsin. It's going to be a 3-point lead for Team Michigan. We're probably down to about 3 or 4 jams at this point.
163. 3 points now separating these two teams with just under 6 minutes left in this game.
Only 3 points separating the teams with less than 6 minutes left in the game. It is anybody's game, truly. This one has been a nail-biter to watch.
Oh, no. Dark Horse gets a forearm call. She's going to have to sit down. And that's going to be really difficult. Once again,
Jawbreaker Jose just barely
Yeah.
staying on that inside line.
as well as Team Wisconsin seems to have been able to contain a lot of the Michigan Jammers. Jose, not so much.
A direction penalty on Tenacious B and a high block
That's going to be on
on
Frog. Battle
5-0, just the hit.
Oh, just the hip, sorry. Yeah, this is a bad time for this to happen to Team Wisconsin.
I feel like you always know someone took a hard hit when you just hear the audience go, ooh.
Yeah, Jose's just been absolutely clutch.
Absolutely.
No other way to explain it. Honestly, I think that should Michigan win, she's been the difference maker. And we're down to, well, we've got a team timeout. And that's going to go to Wisconsin. They're down by 7 points. There's 4:32 remaining, so there's plenty of time for this to flip again.
Team Michigan also using this timeout to breathe and recenter going into the next jam.
No matter how you slice it, no matter who wins, it'd be hard to top this, I think, this weekend.
JG out there for Team Michigan. High in it, ready to go.
All right, so looks like we're just about ready to get started here. We got, looks like T and Tina out there for Team Wisconsin. That's going to be JG, I believe, for Michigan.
I thought they had matching skates on for a second.
Yeah, actually, it kind of looked like it, didn't it? Yeah, teams are at equal strength. Each one has a blocker sitting down in the box at the moment. And there you go, JG. She's going to find that room on the inside. She's relentless with that. T and Tina, though, having a much more difficult time up against number 62, Fracture Mechanics.
He and Tina going to the box for a high block penalty.
Yeah, and that one, that could be the nail in the coffin.
Fracture with some beautiful two-layer offense, taking out both the butts and the point of that wall.
Yeah, when you're blocking for JG, she doesn't need a lot of space, and right there, she had a whole doorway to go through.
It was great timing on that offense as well, making sure to sweep before JG hit that wall. That time, they were ready for the sweep, so JG used that opportunity.
And
to
if
get
you've
the
not
side.
seen JG jam before, this is classic JG.
Looks like T and Tina's out of the box looking to try and get JG.
Well, with a 12-point run, Michigan might be looking at the clock, trying to run this thing down a little bit more.
JG does have
She's got no pass, no point.
no pass, no penalty, but she has lead status here.
But yeah, I think Michigan is, at this point, is willing to let that clock roll. And that's a good strategy.
Absolutely. It looks like T and Tina has gone back to the box, and they were on another power jam. I didn't even catch that. That's how you know you're watching some beautiful jamming out there.
All right, Team Michigan is going to increase that lead to 182 over Team Wisconsin's 163. We've got 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Certainly there is enough time, but Wisconsin is really going to have to nail this last couple of jams.
Wisconsin calling another team timeout here to really regroup and try and bring it back in the last 3 minutes.
Great game. Thanks for everybody. Look at the crowd rockers. Hey, what do you say? Let's make some noise for both these teams. Let's hear it!
This truly has been a fantastic nail biter of a game to watch.
House announcers getting the crowd fired up. We got a nice crowd of probably about 150 out here or so, 200.
Absolutely. This is by far the densest I've seen the crowd for any of the games, so you can tell how much people care about these high-level players.
I believe that we'll probably see something similar for Grand Raggedy and Madison. That's coming up in a little bit.
Absolutely.
On the track, they just want to get their ducks in a row. Set wheels rolling the right way.
But yeah, this is the first tournament that Team Wisconsin has participated in, at least on a competitive level. They had a scrimmage against a pickup team at Utter Chaos, and I'll tell you, the improvement from then to here is outstanding. Just
Tina
outstanding.
is already standing in the box, so Jawbreaker does not have a lot of time to pick up lead jammer status here before Tina's back on the track. She is headed there now.
Yeah, Tenacious B is going to get called for a penalty, going to wind up in the box. That's going to put Michigan a player up. Although they're doing a really nice job on Jose at the moment.
Both defensive walls have done a really beautiful job locking it down here.
And Tina couldn't quite hold on to that little inside sliver she had.
Cutter grabbing Tina, but managing to slip up. Just the hip having beautiful blocking here on Jawbreaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is picking up a penalty, a forearm penalty. Less than 2 minutes on that period clock.
Now that's going to be lead jam for Team Wisconsin. I guess I'm doing that.
It was a star pass to Cookie Rumble.
But you know, it's a situation right now where they really have to consider how much time they're willing to burn. Wisconsin might be better off to try to kill that jam.
Cookie Rumble getting through that pack, getting full 4 points.
Yeah, I don't really understand why Wisconsin hasn't stopped this jam.
They do have lead status. There is the call from Tina.
Yeah, and that comes, unfortunately, that comes too late. Tina was on her way to having a nice run, but when it got stood up, and you only have when you have under 2 minutes to go, time was not on their side. That killed too much time, gave up some points.
We have JG going out on the jam line for potentially our final jam with less than a minute on this period clock.
Yeah, it's very likely. Michigan looking fairly secure with a 22-point lead. Obviously not insurmountable.
No, not at all, especially with these high-scoring jammers.
Although Wisconsin's got 2 blockers in the box. That's going to be Hello Sailor, and I believe that's Tenacious B.
They are also putting Dark Horse back out there to jam. And we know she has been a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
Yes, Michigan, she has been a force to be reckoned with. Michigan, though, really tightening the screws on her this last 15 to 18 minutes.
That's right. Great tournament atmosphere. It really is. Been a great tournament weekend the entire time, and hey, we have got a whole another day of it.
Once again, there is more Derby to come this weekend. We are at the Lansing Center in Lansing, Michigan. And we've got games all the way through till tomorrow.
Yeah, we will crown, tomorrow is Championship Sunday. We will crown the championships of the 3 divisions.
Something that possible fraction that maybe they're looking for. I'm sure they're looking to get possibly the jam call to start so they can get themselves in a power game scenario.
And there is an official review happening right now, and it looks like we'll hopefully have some answers here soon. Michigan still has
I'd like to
their
give a big
official
shout out to the
review.
Greater Lansing Sports Authority. They obviously are big sponsors here. And I'd also like to give a big shout out to
All right, looks like we might get some answers here.
Interesting things. Go check them out. They got a table here. They've got some great stuff.
Well, this was White's official review. They were requesting a out-of-bounds block call on Blue Jammer 333. We will not be making that call. Calls stay as they are. They do not retain the review.
Thank you.
And Wisconsin trying to get a call against Team Michigan, unable to do so. And it's going to come down to the last 57 seconds here. Lead jam's going to mean everything. You know, I honestly still enough time. If Wisconsin can get the lead jam, they could
Oh,
still score some
absolutely.
points
I mean,
and
more
get
than
another
enough
jam
time.
out of it.
It's going to be hard calling in.
You know, I've thought about it a couple times and I have no idea.
I've written down a couple of people and I'm like, okay, I don't know. I have two written down. I guess a couple is right. Again, I'd like to give a shout out to all.
Once again, that official review, Wisconsin was looking for an out-of-bounds blocking penalty on the Team Michigan jammer, but it was not sustained, and therefore they do lose their official review.
I agree.
Yeah, if you have big pictures of me, that's the last thing I want to do.
That was the weirdest pictures of me talking.
And now you're getting ready to get into this jam.
A dark horse going to be fielded out there for Team Wisconsin.
Here we are. You ready, team?
I am ready. We've got 57 seconds left on the clock. And we are underway.
Dark horse working that wall. JG grabbing lead.
Yeah, JG squirts through the inside. Didn't need a whole lot of space to be able to leverage that. She's going to be able to do that right
Dark
now.
horse out of the pack. JG looking to run that clock, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great strategy.
Dark horse going to the box.
Yeah, and that's going to wrap it up. JG's she's just going to kill the remaining 27 seconds as she should.
JG having fun with her jam ref, saying, "No, you lead." Wisconsin ready for JG to come back. JG's just toying with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody knows that fate has been written at this point.
Dark horse out of the box, but that jam gets called. 188 Michigan to 166 Wisconsin.
And I tell you, what an incredible game. This was so
Absolutely.
much fun. This is the kind of thing that you hope to see every time you go to a tournament.
And we will see Team Michigan face Team Indiana later on in this tournament. So stay tuned, stick around on the live stream, or come visit us in person at the Lansing Center, Lansing, Michigan.
Did not know who was going to win.
It was a really tight game. And what everything that we want to see in Derby just happened right there on the court.
Now comes the hardest part.
Now I get a break.
I know who had the most points. As I go, I wrote it down. It was Fraction Mechanics had the largest jam. But what do you? She had 20.
I was going to say she was MVP of the game.
Okay.
I really liked
I thought Jose honestly was the MVP.
Okay. I can go with that too.
I can go with whatever you
She
got.
went from jamming to blocking, and then when they needed help, they brought her back out to jam, and she opened up the game.
What do you think about anybody on Wisconsin you think would be like jammer? I would say
Dark horse.